Can't
s-
stop
I-
freaking laughing. I swear to God, I'll take my block now. Really?
he's been
Like
yeah he's been crushing me, dude. Joe Flipperhead has been absolutely just crushing me.
I,
He was he just said to me he just sent me a message. He just posted something on on X like asking Colleen to go down to that I'll pay for this. That I'll pay her whatever she wants to go down and protest in front of Judge Ben Canoni's summer house down the Cape. I'm like, Joe.
gosh.
Joe's like, stay tuned later today. I made a music video for Stacy's mom, and it's going to be made into Kevin's mom.
Nice.
Oh my god!
What talent? What
yeah,
talent? I can't.
He's come back from vacation. Here he's right back in the swing of things. He's crazy, man. He's been crushing me on the skaterboard thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's too funny. But anyways,
Again, are we not blessed to have that much talent and that type of a person with that intelligence on our side? What does the
yeah.
other side have, Mike?
Well, thank goodness he's on our side, man. Because if not, we'd be
Oh
in
my
trouble.
God, yeah.
I know they can't find contract. I don't think they can find creators like that. He's good.
No.
He's
So
really
I mean,
good.
we have all this talent just gravitating toward one goal, which is freeing Karen, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what this is about? Is stopping the nonsense, the stupid trial and it, miscarriage of justice all the way around, guy.
Yeah. If you read Doctor's article yesterday, last night, or whatever time it came out, but the jury questions were great. A lot of them, the juror took the time to really write a paragraph or so, or a nice little synopsis of what happened, and so. And some of them she didn't. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but some of them they didn't answer, which I get, But some of the questions were good. I think that's something we should talk to Doctor about after we talk to Meredith about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love how it was no direct interaction.
Yeah.
Like, don't know this person, don't care who this person is. We get the questions asked, we get the answers.
It was good that that some of the followers were able to submit questions, and he actually asked them the same questions, which is good. So that's like everybody's involved.
And you see that answer that they gave about Lally?
Yeah, that was funny.
Talk about somebody that has a sense of humor enough to know that this guy is just. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they were. The other thing too is that they didn't know that the feds were involved. They didn't know.
How do they not know?
They couldn't put it together. They thought maybe it could have been, but then after rewatching some of the footage, she realized that when Nagel had spoke about is the feds, they actually missed it as a jury.
Oh.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
Well,
I skimmed over it. I didn't have the time to really read it this morning because Joe Flipperhead was bust my balls.
Mike, we have so much going on.
Let's talk about yesterday.
Where did it start?
I don't know. Coffin Doofer posted something from our live show.
I have that. Let me bring that up.
That was interesting.
I did have it.
Well, change of venue, I think it was.
It's right here. Let me just share the screen. This is beautiful, isn't it? This is just.
Caught me off guard.
Mike, it says something, okay? Right here. Check this out.
If the gloves are off now.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a, God willing, there should be a change of venue. If there's not, and it goes back, we're not playing any more games.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're done with the chaos. Okay. You guys have every right to protest, but I'm saying if there's another court order, we're not playing the games of trying to intercept the jury selection pool and hide behind the courthouses.
Right. But nobody hid behind the courthouses.
And then violating any of the court order, you're just going to be grabbed, locked up, and done. And I'm going to have an arrest team every there, and we're just going to do it. So pass it on.
I can do that.
Okay. A few things that are wrong with this, Mike. One, nobody ever went behind the courthouse. Ever. We actually intentionally, on purpose, would point our cameras away from the back of the courthouse. Every camera was pointed the opposite direction.
But you were back there.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Nobody bothered. Like people were milling around and whatnot. There was nobody that even milled or even went that way.
Okay. I wasn't there, so I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
but there's if anyone had went back there when the jury was coming in and out, it would have been a problem, and it would have been extremely noticeable because the state police blocked off the street, so you can't get through when the jury was coming out of the back.
Gotcha.
So what he's talking about is he can get an arrest team, he can get 30 of them. He's not going to make any because nobody went behind the courthouses. He's just, I think, posturing because, yeah, I mean, you want to go mess with the jury? Go ahead. You're going to get locked up. Nobody did. No one bothered because that wasn't important to us.
Good.
But did you hear what he said about change of venue?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know really what that means. Like, is it a different courthouse or is it
Like move the whole trial to Worcester or move it to Plymouth County or, Suffolk. But back, I think we're missing a point here. Let me share this again.
All right, good.
Mike, what's wrong with this picture here?
What's wrong with the picture?
Well, yeah, but like, what else do we notice here?
No one's breaking the law.
That too. I mean, we don't do that. But this whole picture, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer Coffindaffer
Took it out of context.
is watching
Oh.
Tom and Boston Mike.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Why wouldn't she?
At least she's getting some sort of real information. We know that she's getting legit information. How she does and what she does with it, you all can watch. Because you all got the same information that we all got. Right? I don't have to play it again.
I like the honesty of the trooper. I think his name is Mike.
Yeah, Mike Hartman. So
Hartman, Officer Hartman, Trooper Hartman. I think he's a good guy in the big scheme of things. I think heart to heart, he doesn't want to see anybody go to jail. But after the last trial, and it was chaotic, it was probably the first time they ever had to deal with anything like that, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Right?
You keep going. You're absolutely right on the money, Mark. You keep going.
And I just think that they were like, wow, we didn't expect this. We got to do better. They're going back and looking. They're doing what we do. We look at films and look at how we make it a better secured place for everybody. And he mentioned getting a press pass, Tom. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't think he mentioned that he's not going to give you the freedom that you had last time, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. I just found it interesting that if they do move the venue, and maybe it sounds like he gave his tip away that maybe the charge is not going to be dropped.
Ain't that funny?
Or maybe they're going to go after a charge too. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But
well,
I found it real interesting though that he took the time to talk to you. And I found it really interesting that the clerk magistrate from Stoughton called in that unit. It wasn't anybody from the McAlbert side. So just FYI,
right.
he made that perfectly clear. No one from the other side called the Norfolk County District Attorney's office and said, "Hey, we want some security." It was the clerk magistrate inside the courtroom that did that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
now, see, that was something that we learned. We didn't know that process, right? Now we know.
Right, no, it was a good question, and I'm happy that he took the time to talk to you, Tom.
I'm thrilled. Now I don't have that thought. It's doesn't even come up because now I know what he told me as to be truth. I have to believe him. Now,
what bothered me a little bit was the horse story, but we can talk about that later.
Yes, that is a big problem. Yes,
that was weird. That was absolutely blew my mind. But go ahead. You gonna say something else?
Yeah, I want to just give some context and some backstory with that trooper. Okay, I've been dealing with that guy for what, 2 months? How long was Karen's trial?
Well, it was a lot longer than 2 months, but I mean, it got real
bad.
It got 9 weeks of like spring and summertime and weather. I mean, at one time, wasn't there like 1,000 people out there?
Yep.
And then how many troopers were there? 5?
Sometimes 10.
Okay.
So I've had to deal with him multiple times about multiple different things. One of the issues that I had is I was following Karen with the camera, And it was one of those days where I got dressed up in the morning. It got hot. I went in and changed to a t-shirt, free Karen Reed. And I know I'm no foul, but I'm walking with Karen and I have a free Karen Reed shirt on and I'm right in front of the court steps. So I'm not only in the buffer zone, I walked through the entire buffer zone all the way around the courthouse holding the camera with Karen with a free Karen Reed shirt on. So like that was a violation. That was me. I did that wrong. It was an accident. That's what he was referring about being lenient. And he did give me a break. So I took my shirt and flipped it inside out. So it's not like we weren't disrespecting him. So, but me and him had long talks with the camera off on mute, personal talks. And we see eye to eye. If there's a problem, he'll come to me with it or he'll go to Rita. Him and Rita also talk all the time because there's a line of communication there. And that's why, Mike, how many arrests were made during the entire trial?
0.
And how many people showed up? Like,
well, it went from 500 to 1,000 to 250 a day.
It was beautiful and not one problem. Like
No
not one.
No trash left behind.
The girls cleaned up. It was cleaner before, but it was cleaner after everyone left than it was before we got there.
Yeah.
the girls did that. We didn't give them any reason to complain. So we did what we asked.
We all played nice. Yeah. We all played
exactly.
Nice.
And here you go. You're right. He is not my friend. However, I have to deal with him. He is my, I don't say contact, but he's the guy that's going to come yelling, and he's going to come yelling. He's going to come find me and yell at me. So that's just how that works. So
no, I agree
so there's history there, so it's not as condescending as it is. That's just how he is. And I get him.
And Jeff, just to your point and Tom knows that. And I think that the trooper knows that Tom's not his friend too.
Yeah. We're definitely on the same page.
Your co-workers, so to speak. You got a job to do, Tom, and he's got a job to do. That's it.
And I give him that respect. And we've talked about that specifically. And I get it,
Yeah. If Tom fucks up, then Tom fucks up, right? If the trooper, wants to wear we should do rag. If the trooper wants to let Tom go, that's his decision. And the more respect Tom gives and the more understanding that Tom has, the more we talk about it, I think the better off we are. I mean, I think Trooper Mike was awesome yesterday. He asked you some personal questions offline,
Yep.
Which I thought was cool,
And again, he has a relationship with me, and he's got one with Rita, and it's not friendly. I'm telling you that we have not every relationship is friendly, right?
Oh no.
This is not friendly, but it's a communicative relationship. We'll say
exactly, Tom. Exactly what I meant to say was you just took the words out of my mouth. It's hey, we're punching into work, both of us today. You gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. I respect everything I can and will not bother you. Perfect.
And how do we meet in the middle so we don't make them mistakes, so that we don't bust your chops?
You communicate.
And that's
if you're unsure of something, you ask him.
And there's some things that he didn't know, but you know what? So there's a group of them that I think they're all stationed out of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. Okay. They all come to court every day, so we see the same people.
Okay.
From day one. Okay. Every single trooper knew my name, and I didn't know theirs. I've never seen them or met them before. Even if they replaced the trooper with someone else, that guy knew who I was in my role within that group of people. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Before they got there. There's like having some covert meeting, and we got our pictures like Joe Flipperhead has. That's on the wall.
No, I would say this, Tom. I would say this, that they're smart. They know who's who, and they should be. It's part of who they are. They're educated, and they got a game plan. They want to know, hey, these 10 people, they have cameras. They're around the Karen Reed camp. We just got to be cognizant of what they do and make sure they don't break the law. And have them know your first name, Tom. It's a badge of honor. I just hate to see you in cuffs, Yeah. I'll come bail you out, but it might take me a little bit to get down there, just so you know.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday. If I end up in cuffs, they're gonna they'll let me know that they're there, but they're not gonna let me out soon.
That was funny. That was good.
Listen, go ahead.
I just thought you did a great job yesterday, man. I respect that. What you did when you're out there in the streets again,
I
Good
like it
stuff.
out there. I like
I
it.
know you do. I know you do.
Yeah. And it's funny because like they see the trooper next to me, the young guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna record her. That's all. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and he goes, I know you're not. And
Yeah.
we both started running around the back of the thing. So
And
like
you know,
just that communication, like, and I did what
yeah.
I said. I didn't say a word to her. And he, so you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Trooper Mike was like, "Hey, I'm a big First Amendment guy." He said it a couple times. I'm a
Yep.
big First Amendment guy,
You know,
which I respect. I respect, man.
when we saw him at Castle Island when we had that march around Castle Island,
I
he
saw
was
it. I
talking
wasn't there.
about
Yeah.
First Amendment that day too. He brought it up. So
Okay, cool.
like I know he's First Amendment guy. So
Yeah. So
listen, I need to
you know
get
what?
my coffee, and I suggest
Good.
everybody refill if they got some.
Good.
Time to refill.
All right, man. So yeah, yesterday I think Tom was you know how Tom gets. I mean, the car ride was funny. I mean, he was in there trying to buy a do rag. Remember that? He had his mic on, he was buying a pack of Marlboro Reds, and how much is a do rag? I mean, imagine Tom with a do rag on. I mean, what the fuck? I just can't picture him. Tommy do rag. Someone's gonna make a meme of that. Tommy with a do rag on. That'd be flip ahead if you're listening. Oh gosh. But doctor released yesterday about the juror. If you hadn't a chance to read any of that tweet, check it out, man. It's pretty deep. It's pretty good. Some of his best, I think, so far.
What's up?
To have him break that story. There's some of the juror getting back to Turtle Boy about the questions that were submitted, and
Dynamite.
yeah, good stuff.
You know where I was? The Ninja Do Rag. They know.
I want someone to make a meme, dude. Well, I gotta have somebody make me a meme on that. If Joe's out, Joe Flipahead, if you're out there, bro, you green like that shit, okay?
My guy Scott. Morning, Scott.
Yeah, so Scott broke that story to you yesterday about the horses.
Oh,
and Jill Daniels. That was crazy. And I don't think this lady wants this attention, so I'm not going to really get into details.
We don't need. Well, don't give. Yeah. We don't need. Right? Yeah, yeah. Just generalized.
This person had free Karen Reed blankets over her horses, and someone complained by the name of Jill Daniels about those horses. Those horses were taken from this lady, and she was given a $10,000 fine. Now, I don't know the reason why the horses were taken, but one can only imagine. But imagine having that much juice that you can make a phone call because the horse has a blanket on it that has some wording that makes you upset. And she's not even a witness.
A blanket.
Yep. Yep.
It's my friend Mark.
Man. Hey, Mark. That disgusts me. Like that lady was like, she was shaking. She was like, I can't believe.
Now let's talk about, what it takes to like board a horse and take care of a horse and like love a horse. It's a lot of that's a serious commitment. It's not a dog. It's not a cat. It's a lot more than that.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to take that away from somebody.
Yeah, you can't take a horse on vacation, so to speak.
That's like taking somebody's kid right away from them.
Yeah, it's a big love. There's a big love there between horses and people. Therapeutic love, instantly. So, and horses have feelings too. They understand what's going on. And now the horse is being displaced. So I understand that. Tom's on the phone. Yeah. So yesterday was great. Hold on, Tom. He's on mute, but I don't know what he's doing. So someone's calling him. But anyways, the horse thing really kind of got to me a little bit. Been thinking about that. She was there at court trying to get her horses back because someone made a phone call and said whatever they said. I just found that interesting. I don't know. Yeah. Let's hit that like and subscribe button. We had a lot of likes and subscribe yesterday too. Like 750 people. Oh man. Joe wants to know what my hat is. So it's in French. And it means it's a place that I visit out in Western Mass. It's called Tourist, but it's in French, Joe. Just a heads up, bro. Stop it, dude.
I asked Flipahead if he could if you could
What?
do AI music so that for an opening, that way we don't get
Yeah,
copyright.
yeah. I've been trying to get to that with him, but he's on a roll. So I don't want to, fuck his mojo up.
They're
'Cause
hilarious.
he's good. The
We
one, I
need,
mean,
we need to get him
the
on.
one, he wants to come on when he's ready. He said he
Well,
would come
when
on.
he's ready to come on, he needs to email me so I know and let you
Yeah.
know, and we'll just get all that going because we need him
Yeah.
on.
Hey, good morning from Quincy. All right, man. Tom's on the hotline. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, Thomas.
I don't know what he's doing, man.
Good morning, guys. I figured I'd pop in to keep Michael keep the flow going for a little
Would you
while.
like some more information about the horses directly
Yes,
from the horse's mouth?
Get out of here.
The horses were sent out for training or for something. Okay. They were sent off from one stable to another. And when the horses came back, they were emaciated from that place where they came from. They didn't get the right nourishment.
Okay.
So when the horses came back, you have to have so much feed, hay, this, that for each horse put aside. And if you don't, they take the horse. That's what I got so far. Oh, the horses, there was spray painted on the back of them. There wasn't a blanket. It was spray painted, free Karen Reed, with paint that you can use and actually spray paint on horses. If that makes sense.
Good morning,
So
buddy, Will. Hey,
they did have free Karen Reed on the back of them, but it was spray painted on the back of the horse. But they were emaciated. I think that's
And
why
so-
they could take him.
So someone, you think it was done on purpose? Do they think it was done? You don't know? Okay.
Yeah, I just got that. So they were off site, and when they came back, they were in bad shape.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yes. So that's added to the story, and that person's 100%. That person
Okay.
is a horse person, we'll say.
Oh, so they must know each other, so to speak.
How about the situation and the parties involved? Maybe.
Yeah. So do you know how she made up? Do you know how she made up in court yesterday?
I do not.
Okay. I'd
Nope.
like to know. Okay. That's crazy, man. So
Crazy.
I guess when she's out riding them, or she's giving people rides on them, she's got the free Karen Reed on the ass of the horse, and people driving up behind him or whatever are just seeing that, right? I got you.
Yep.
I got you. Yo,
Boy, where do you want to stop, man? We got stuff.
drop that bomb.
Which one?
You know, the
all right,
first one. Yep, first
Oh,
one.
that one first?
Yeah.
All right. First, everyone that's here, thank you all for being here and joining us for some coffee. Hang out with me and Mike, right?
Good morning, people. I saw Will in the chat. Thanks, Will. Hey, buddy.
Morning, bud. So we can confirm 100% that there is an investigation into the state police in regards to corruption and collusion when it comes to the Sandra Birchmore case.
We want to see a lot more, but we're handicapped right now. So just to a point, Sean the Golf was right. He knew about this, and we're just kind of letting him know. We agree with that.
Everything Sean's been saying is backed up and verified by a different source altogether.
Yep.
So he's got friggin' the cork of the friggin' dartboard. Just so you guys know, it's all verified from a different source, and our source is verifying his source and his data.
And he's running the money. So just a heads up. Congratulations on that. Yeah. So like we have more, but we just it's not the right time yet. But it's all teed up. It is all teed up. And I think they're just casting a bigger net, so to speak. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say the wrong thing because we had a long conversation with this person yesterday. And
Mhm.
I totally understand. I totally understand the circumstances, and you have to sit on this stuff. And I'm not used to sitting on stuff like
And
this.
she doesn't need
So
to be scared for nothing, right?
no, she's okay. But in this person's mind, they don't know the unknown, and we don't want to blow an investigation either. We don't want to do anything.
And
Yeah,
that's our problem that we have.
yeah. We don't want to tip anybody off.
And we absolutely don't want to interfere with the investigation. And that's the line that we're walking at kind of at this
Right.
point.
So I think every day we'll be able to release more and more and more and more and more going down the line.
Yes.
It's kind of what I understood it to be. So you just gotta hang tight. I know we were gonna drop the nuke, but
Oh,
it was a small one, but it's gonna keep going.
Listen, we just confirmed that the state police, the people that investigated the Sandra Birchmore case, the same people that investigated this
It's
Karen
federal.
Reed deal,
It
right?
is Blair. It is federal.
Yep.
Good.
That they're under investigation for corruption and
Collusion.
collusion. Guy, that's RICO stuff. That's RICO all day long.
Yep. Yeah, I want to say more, Tom, but yeah, I'm biting my lip over
We
here.
can't.
Okay?
We
I
can't.
know. But I just want to thank Sean the Golf for he was one that really broke it to you, and the person that we talked to said the same exact thing that Sean the Golf was saying.
Yep.
So I was like, wow, and then a little bit more, obviously, about this stuff. But
Oh,
just want to tip my cap. That's all, and we're gonna move on.
well, not really move on. This is big, guy. Like
No,
this
I guess
this verifies everything he says. You can
It does.
rewind it. It's just like, oh my god, wow. Like,
Yep. And then here we are 2 weeks later, and then we get the same information from a different source confirming what he had said. So I guess Sean has somebody deep inside.
he's got to go to that layer that we're at.
Yep.
Dude, check this out.
I knew it was a matter of time. Thank you so much, whoever did that. That's oh.
Hey,
Sure.
Will. I don't know if you could get an open airline ticket, but you may want to see if that's possible, Will.
Oh, listen, yeah, Sean wasn't playing last night on Nurse Kim's. He's adamant that the federal shot. He's 1,000% right. 1,000% right. So
He
yeah,
couldn't be
and
he can't be any more right. How's that?
Yeah,
How's
he's
that?
spot on.
Does that fix that?
Yeah, so just not that it would kissing his ass or anything like that, but
It's nothing to do with that.
I want to acknowledge the fact that he nailed it. He was right. So, boom, that's all. And I sat back in my seat when I was listening to we were on a three-way call.
Oh, hold
I
on.
was just sitting back listening to this going, if anybody that just wanted to cut it, but it wasn't me. It was me. Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody out there just thought maybe just cut it in half, maybe he, what was going on. No, it's happening. It's happening. It almost seems like they're going to merge the two together. The same people are involved, so to speak.
How can they not? Right?
No,
They're going to look into all of them. How many cases have they taken care of?
Well, wow. I mean,
that's where we're at.
Yeah. I want to tell you more right now. I tried to tip my tongue, but I can't say it. Just so you know. Some of you are smart enough to figure it out on your own. I can't confirm or deny it. I won't. But more to come. That's all I can say. I hate to do it like this.
But
yeah, Sean was definitely effing around last night. I didn't watch it. I watched a little bit of his show. I didn't catch. I'll rewatch it today. But yeah, he's 1,000% right.
The bigger picture is our source, what we're told, not only gives us separate information, but also verifies all of his information.
Right.
So
I think
that makes our source just a little bit more credible.
His is probably something to do with law enforcement, and ours is just outside of that realm, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't see how she connects the two, but she's got to have some liaison type of stuff going. I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's
the Sandra Birchmore was a double homicide.
Yes.
By the way.
Yep.
People are gonna pay for this, man.
But I would think of this. I would say, you know that statement DeChico had in the text message about how you're an amateur?
Hey,
God, you know?
yeah.
Think about that for a second, okay?
Who does that? Who like how? How can you fix something like that? That ain't a speeding ticket.
No, that to me, that caught my attention like from the rip. I was like, why would he even say that? Like you're a rookie. You know, I should have talked to her, so to speak, and you know, I would have had that change to this and that and everything. I'm just like, what the fuck is that all about?
So corruption and collusion, Mike. Collusion.
So that's knowingly helping another party make a false narrative or
Collusion.
Yeah.
That's how much
Rico.
money. All right, knowing what
Mhm.
you know, how much money do you think is being spent on this investigation?
Just for the crash daddies, right? It was $500,000.
But after the conversation you had yesterday, how much money do you think is being spent?
They have an open checkbook. But I you know, if I was to put a figure on it to this day, 3 to 5 million
Just to investigate another.
for payroll and just interviewing people, payroll and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they really haven't made any videos, or the only reconstruction they've done is with Arca, and that was $500,000. And I agree with some of the people out there. Arca should have made a video. I think a video would have been powerful. But anyways,
I'm sure Arca has data, right? The worksheets and velocity speeds. They have all the actual data.
right.
This is how we got to this conclusion. This, that.
Yeah.
That's what they did, right? And they charged X amount of dollars.
But you know, at the closing, it was just crazy that they were all handicapped for an hour. That just blew my mind. That was just another part of the whole puzzle that didn't fit for me. How do you have someone on trial for murder, all right, and you give the defense and the prosecution only an hour to speak? That's just nuts.
An hour.
And
By
they
the
had
way,
60
we're gonna have
witnesses that-
64 witnesses. You only get 8, and then you get an hour. Beat it. Let's go. Let's hurry up. I got.
That's nuts. And wait, and when Doctor comes on with Meredith, you know, if you go through that article he wrote last night, you'll see some of the stuff, you know, what the jury wanted. They wanted more stuff.
Morning, Will.
Good morning. Hold on. I think I got sound issues.
You sound okay. You there? Is he a morning guy? I don't know
He'll
if he's a
figure it
morning
out.
guy.
He'll figure it out.
He's not. I don't know if he's a morning guy or not. Is he? Did he get up in the morning to go to the gym?
Well, I am going to the gym.
There he goes.
Eventually. I'm just having my coffee. It just so happens that I'm having it at the same time you guys are. But
Well, that's great, man.
it's weird. My mic or my headphones are not connected through StreamYard for some reason, which is very weird. You guys can hear me and everything, but it's frustrating because hold on here, audio.
Take your time.
Yeah. Okay, we're good now.
There we
Awesome.
go.
Oh, where'd you go?
He hit the wrong button. He'll be back in a second.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when you go out, Mike, and you come back, the sound's actually better.
Well, StreamYard needs to get better.
Listen, it's what we work with. Yeah, the OBS studio. We need some like a TikTok specialist, an Instagram specialist. We just need a specialist for everything, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much work it was just to get on all these platforms.
There he is.
Hey, buddy.
Morning, Will.
You there?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries, man.
See, that's much better, isn't it?
Yeah. So the coffee that you're drinking this morning, was it the one that you posted yesterday?
Yeah.
That looked like fire, dude.
I mean, I'm not a big coffee guy, so I don't know like how much better it is than other coffee. Like, I'm not that guy that's like, oh my God, I'm such a coffee connoisseur. I'm not that guy at all.
Oh man. Yeah, there's certain types of coffee that are stronger than others. That's all. Like, I don't know if you're a Starbucks guy or not, but like they have like 15 different types, like strong, mild, breakfast blend. They have all these different ones, and they have all different like levels of taste and things. They're grown in different jungles and imported from different countries. But yeah, anyway.
Right. I grew up in Miami, so
Oh, yeah,
It's all I care about is that it's strong. It wakes me up. That's it.
I thought you were a night guy. I thought you were a night owl. I didn't know you were a morning guy.
I'm a whatever time I happen to be doing what I got to do guy.
I hear you, man. So did you watch the live yesterday from Tommy at all?
I didn't. No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We were live with Jill Daniels and Jim Ferris from the courthouse.
Right. No, and I didn't. I started to watch some of Turtle Boy's coverage of that. When he was driving back, but then it cut off and then it started again. But I had other stuff going on, so I couldn't pay close attention to it. So I don't know exactly what happened with the Jill Daniels, Jim Ferris stuff.
It was uneventful, just so you know. Just it got pushed back another date. They took all the video under advisement, and they're going to make a decision. I think it was December, was it? I don't know if it was December or October. It was a crazy date. Here's Tom. Tom's getting blown up with do-rags on his head right now. And
It's not right.
So Tom stopped at the store yesterday on the way down to see the courthouse, and he's live. And he walks in with his earbuds on and a microphone on, and he orders a pack of Marlboro Reds, and he goes, "How much for the do-rag?" No, the other one. And everybody can hear him, right? I'm like, he gets back in the car. I'm like, Tom, what are you gonna do with the do-rag? And he's like, I don't know. I'll just wear it. And here we are. He's got a do-rag now. So it's kind of funny. Did you hear about the horse story? Did you hear the horse story?
Are we talking about Jen McCabe, or are we talking about a literal horse?
A literal horse. Jill Daniels called on this lady that had FK Free Karen Reed painted on the back of a horse's butt when they walked, and she had him taken away from this owner. It was crazy. This lady was at court yesterday, and we were able to talk to her a little bit.
And she got fined $10,000.
Can you believe that?
Got fined for having Free Karen Reed on the back of a horse?
No.
Well, that was part of it.
Part of it.
But go ahead, Tommy. You can tell.
So the lady sent the horses out for something, and they got emaciated, and they came back. And when you have horses, you have to have so much feed, so much hay per horse, and she didn't. So they took her horses away and fined her $10,000. And the horse had Free Karen Reed on the butt. And we were told that Jill Daniels is the one that called on her to have the horses removed.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. One phone call. Lady gets her horses removed. That's crazy.
So it just so happens that she was there. This lady was there.
If that's not the pettiest shit I ever heard in my life, dude. Like, seriously, lady. Like, lady can't have a horse.
Nope.
Right.
Christ.
This is what Canton's all about. This is how divided Canton is. This is how crazy Canton's getting right now. That people are upset that it has a Free Karen Reed on a horse's ass. So if people think the town's not divided and they keep on saying it's not, everybody's getting along, bullshit. Well, I live here. It's bullshit. It's not what everybody thinks it might be. This town is completely divided.
Listen, we had somebody throw roadkill at someone else's window.
Yeah, what was it? Someone's throwing the balloons.
It doesn't make sense. It's so bizarre considering everything that it has come out.
Right.
Like it's getting to the point to where I have to question, because it used to be, okay, well, people just believe in cops and they don't want their image of cops blown. So they just don't even want to deal with the idea mentally. They just don't want to even manage the idea that cops could be dirty where they live. Okay. Right. I get that. I understand that. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I understand people just want to be like, oh, dude, this sucks. I don't. You people are crazy and cops are tops and blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. But at this point, I mean, I have to question your integrity as a person, considering all of the evidence that's come out, considering the behavior that we've seen these people engage in You know, I don't understand how people could just, blindly back up the type of the way that the town's being run. I mean, and I don't live there, so it's kind of hard for me to throw my 2 cents in. But at the same time, I'm looking at it from an outside perspective. I'm just going, how do you not see what's going on? I don't understand how are you not just as mad as everybody else?
Will, what do you think about the Birchmore hearing?
The last one that just happened?
Yes.
Oh, I think that they're just playing stall games. And I'm still, in order to really explain and form a full opinion of everything that's going on, I have to understand exactly what's happening legally, and I am so lost on that. I know that they're holding hearings right now to decide which cops are going to get to still be cops, which cops are going to be held accountable for misconduct. But I don't see any charges being handed out. So it's kind of confusing when I'm seeing these hearings, because there's things that I get mad about. Like I don't like that they're trying to they're trying to repress as much as possible Sandra Birchmore's name being mentioned. And they straight up said, like, the attorney for Farwell, not this last hearing, but the one before that, because this last hearing was for Divine, but the one for Farwell before that, Farwell was like saying, or I'm not Farwell, but his attorney was saying that they want to use Sandra Birchmore's name and they want to have him mentioned in order to garner sympathy.
I know, that blew my mind.
Which I was like, oh my God, like that's the lawyer's job kind of to do that. Like if they can and they're not doing their job, if they can do that and they don't, but Jesus Christ, that shit is infuriating when you think about it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so infuriating. Because why are we all here? We're all here because of Sandra Birchmore. Why? You know what I mean?
So what do you think about the corruption and collusion within the state police and their involvement in the double homicide of Sandra Birchmore?
But I mean, I obviously, like anybody else, considering everything that we know, she didn't kill herself. We know that. I don't believe that for 1 second. But we've got the I think it's, what is it, the Attorney General's office now that's taken over the case?
Yes.
Right. So it's not the Norfolk County District Attorney's office, which I thought was pretty telling. So I mean, I'm surprised that that's not happening at this point already with the Karen Reed case, because I just don't understand how. But that's a Judge Bev thing, so I guess that's why. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here, and I'm still waiting.
Yeah, but I mean, it all makes sense though, doesn't it? Because if you're going to take care of the problem, you have to take care of the entire problem. Whether their jobs aren't relevant, it's the people, right? If they happen to be a judge, if they happen to be a court officer, if they happen to be a state trooper, it doesn't matter, right?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
No, like their title doesn't matter, whether they're looking at the judges or like the court officers or even the state troopers.
I don't know what they're looking at. I just know that it's. I'm still in a phase where I'm looking at certain things, not knowing enough, but feeling like it's a good thing, like it's a win. Like the Attorney General taking over the case and Michael Morrissey's office not handling the Sandra Birchmore case. Is the Attorney General's office going to handle this the way that we're counting on them to handle it?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they may not have a choice.
Yeah. According to Scott McGinnis is like the AG office, the FBI, and the DOJ are all in.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what Scott McGinnis is saying?
Yeah, and that's rightfully so. It is. Yeah.
Well, it tells me it all of these things that are happening it kind of validates or at least supports Sean McDonough's assessments and what he's been saying. You know, I mean, it was I could tell that Sean was kind of frustrated because he was fired up and saying, "Listen, stop following me. If you're it's to the point, if you're sitting here and you don't think that the feds are looking into this and nothing's going to happen with the feds, stop following me because and you're sick of hearing me say it. I don't, then stop following me because I'm going to keep saying it and keep saying it."
Yep.
And I agree with him because I just don't, first of all, I don't want to believe that there's not going to be some sort of intervention in all of this because it desperately needs it. Obviously there's a sickness going on here in Massachusetts. So, but when you think about it, when you look at the fact that Michael Morrissey's office is not handling the Sandra Birchmore case anymore, and yet the Sandra Birchmore case has gotten to the point to where it is, there's an independent coroner or pathologist who's declared it a homicide. The ball is rolling, and considering that after the Karen Read trial, all of these Massachusetts state troopers are now under internal affairs investigation. And now what you're saying, that the Massachusetts State Police is now under and just completely under investigation, federal investigation. It sounds to me like the feds are just doing what feds do, which is putting together a case that is what they should have done with Karen Read if she was guilty, which is make sure that you had evidence that no jury could possibly doubt. So in order to effectively do this, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of manpower. It takes a lot of resources, and it takes a lot of time to put together an airtight case to where you could walk into a courtroom and leave a jury having absolutely no room for reasonable doubt and say, this person who is on trial right now is absolutely guilty without a doubt in my mind. That is what you have to do. That is the goal. Nothing less than that. That's how the American justice system works. No less than that person did it, and I absolutely have no doubt in my mind. You cannot face me with any type of situation that creates doubt. Karen Read's case is the opposite. Karen Read's case is nothing but doubt. All of it, every piece of evidence that they're trying to use is riddled with doubt. But the feds are more thorough than this, and so in order to get the convictions that they want, well, I should word it like this: in order to get the indictments that they want, they have to make sure that once those people are on trial, if they plead not guilty, they're going to be convicted without a doubt. There's no chance of them not being convicted, pretty much. So in order to ensure that, that's going to take time, and that's the only way they're going to hand out indictments.
Yeah, 97, 95, 97% conviction rate.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Something in those high 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them take pleas. A lot of them plea out. They don't even go to court. Once they get, they get introduced to what they have on them. They're like, okay, I'm going to plea. But most of them don't even make it to trial. But the other thing that caught my attention too, we did some research on the suicide percentage of pregnant women is very, very low.
Yep.
Women that are pregnant with child that unalive themselves, so to speak, is very low, very low. And the way that it was allegedly, done is even lower.
And
so that just put my brain to work a little bit too.
Put it this way: if you're the doctor and there's a pregnant lady on the table in front of you that's not breathing, it's a little different, right? You kind of want to know why the pregnant lady's not. It's not just a patient, right?
Especially when women that are pregnant with child don't usually do this. Period.
So there's all sorts of red flags before you even touch or even do any type of report.
So the autopsy's taking place. That examiner is going to have 1,000 questions about what's going on, because the stats show that women with child, right, that unalive themselves. There's a story behind this.
Yeah.
There's another story behind this. Okay. So I want to make that clear.
Yeah. Also, when Officer O'Keefe was hit, okay, that accident/incident itself triggered the state police involvement. They didn't have to wait till 10 o'clock. They didn't have to wait any time. If you were a pedestrian walking down the street and you get hit, state police come out and investigate. If there's a bad car accident where there's a fatality, state police come out and investigate. If there's a nursing home incident, state police come out and investigate. Any major incident, the state police take over. John's accident was a major event. However he got to that point, the fact that he was unresponsive when they got there, that itself triggered the event. State police right away. They didn't get called.
And then they refused to come out at one point. So I guess what we're trying to say is that once he was unresponsive, it should have triggered.
That second.
It should have triggered a call to the state police right away.
Yep.
And then it sounds like they refused to come until like almost after 7 o'clock to accept the call, and which puts Proctor into play. So yeah, we found that out yesterday too, like how the actual process works about when do you call the state police and at what point during the actual, like, let's say you're stabbed and you're bleeding out. They're going to call you, the people are going to call the state police because they feel like you're not going to make it. So it's kind of thing. Like, even though you get stabbed, you could have punctured your liver and your intestines, but you might have an hour to live, but you're still going to call the state police.
Critical incident.
Yeah. So that never happened. It didn't happen.
That tells you all you need to know right there from the very start, the very first not phone call, Will.
Yep. It was crazy. So yeah, just think about that for a minute. Like, so no one called, but when they did call, they didn't want to get good.
Well, we're also forgetting one little detail. In lieu of everything that you're saying right now, you're saying, okay, the state police should have been called initially from the start. Like it shouldn't have even been. I guess Canton PD, since it's their jurisdiction in that area, they're going to show up, but they should have been called immediately. But the problem is, one might argue that and say, it's going to take a second. Maybe it takes some time for the Canton police to assess the situation and then bring the Massachusetts State Police in. Okay, fine. Why then did Jen McCabe talk to Trooper Proctor prior to all of this personally on her phone? Why did she have contact with Michael Proctor? It's in her phone records. It's in her phone logs. Hold on. Let me actually, because I want to be sure of this before I even say it.
Good. Take your time.
But
I like where you're going though, Will. I really do. Because it's all making sense. Everything lines up perfectly.
Let me see.
I'm gonna refill my coffee. 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead. The other thing that was kind of weird is that Joe Flipperhead posted a video about how no one knew how old Brian Jr. was going to be, and this big tradition of bringing donuts and making pizzas. And you had one person say 21. You had one person say 23. You had one person say 25. If they were really into this tradition thing, you think they'd be a little bit more involved with how old he was going to be. Kind of maybe crazy a little bit if you read into that one at all. Go back. Joe posted something today or yesterday on that. Caught my eye. Just they allegedly go back and make pizzas. It's a tradition on birthdays to Chris's pizza place, and they didn't. But he thought he was turning 21. And then his own father thought he was turning 25. And someone said 23. And no one really knew. No one really knew how old this kid was. And I found that very interesting. And then the delivery of the donuts in the morning. Like, how did she even open the car?
She leaves them outside in the cold snow car.
Huh. A lot of things that open up the red flag book. But
I don't know where I got that from. I guess I'm mistaken because I thought I saw that in Jennifer McCabe's call logs, but I don't want to be inaccurate and I don't want to spread misinformation.
She called Blanca.
Lank. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I'm not seeing that here either. The timeline
called,
that I have is not.
Yeah, she called Lank and said, "Hey, listen, I forgot to tell you something. Can you come back to my house?"
I
And he
know
did.
that. Yeah, that
Okay,
did
all right.
happen. But
Right.
for some reason, I thought that she spoke directly with Michael Proctor on his cell phone at one point, and
I believe that to be true.
but I
But you
I
don't you
I
don't see
don't
the
have
deleted
that in
record.
front of me.
All
But
right.
I feel like that happened for sure. But now I feel like I'm crazy. So okay.
No, it's early. It's all right, man.
And Will, there is a lot of data, and a lot of it is good, but a lot of it's bad. So you kind of got to figure out each piece for itself.
Hey, Will,
Right.
do you have Sleuthy Goosey's Excel spreadsheet?
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, that's all. That's a great piece of data
Right.
to look at.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at right now.
So we went through the Jen McCabe calls the other day and stuff, and so we looked at like the calls between the texts between like 12:30 and 12:50 and stuff. It was nuts, you know. When Karen was actually sitting outside waiting for John to see if he's going to come out, you know, they're staring out the window at her. She leaves, and she's just blowing up his phone with texts from her car all the way home, and then all the way to the couch, and just wouldn't let it go. And his Jennifer McCabe doing the same thing, you know, trying to act like, are you here yet? Are you coming here yet? You know, it was just fucking shady, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Shady shit.
yeah.
She's diabolical. She's diabolical.
Agreed. I'm just saying that I could have sworn that I saw a call to Michael Proctor's phone at sometime in those morning hours, like around the time of the 911 call. But
okay.
I'm not seeing it now, so I am mistaken. I'm going to say that I'm mistaken unless something comes up where I'm not crazy and that actually is a thing. But I'm gonna eat the big dick and say that I'm mistaken right now.
Well, thanks for being honest, man.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No. Stop. Proctor was in Jennifer's call log because Aiden called the phone number on his live show and it went to Proctor. That's why he's getting popped. Yes, you're right.
But what time was that?
It was one of the ones that she deleted. We don't know, but she deleted Proctor's number. I remember that night. He called everyone on that list.
Yeah, I'd have to see the actual call log. But
this problem itself is.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Sleuthy Goosey's, and that might have just slipped under her radar in the spreadsheet that she put on. But I know I saw some communication between her and Michael Proctor. I feel like I did, but since I don't have it in front of me, I can't say for certain. But like, it's one of those things where you know, if you put me on a lie detector test, I'm gonna be like, man, I know I saw it somewhere. There was a call between Jennifer McCabe and Michael Proctor in those early morning hours. So I don't know.
Yeah,
she definitely called Sean Good. She definitely called. Remember, we had to get Goody on it, and he was one of the ones that showed up. And definitely, she called Lanker afterwards, come back and say, hey, I forgot to tell you something. So, you know, that puts me like in doubt that she actually, you know, I hit him. Did I hit him? Into play at the time of the scene. That's why I find it hard that the firefighter heard that. One firefighter heard it. No one else has it in their reports. But at 9 o'clock, Miss McCabe remembers that she forgot to say something, and she asked for Lank to come back for an interview at her house, not to come down to the police station, which I found weird. Anyways,
Will, what do you think of Kerry Roberts taking on the phone, calling around looking for John?
I don't think much about Kerry Roberts being so much dirty. I think that Kerry Roberts believes that Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe. I believe that. But I think that she's driven by, this is just my personal opinion. I think that she's just driven by having a weird possessive view over John O'Keefe. I think that she was I thought it was odd that she knew so much about every girlfriend that John O'Keefe had.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of bizarre, a big red flag. and the way that she would describe them, like based on their professions, with contempt, like the dancer, things like
I know.
that made me think that she's just a bitter asshole. So I don't think that everything that she was doing was shady, but I think that it's the credibility of her actions are compromised based on her
relationship.
Her relationship with John, and how she felt about John, and how she probably felt about Karen Reed being with John.
Interesting. Did you get a chance to see Aiden's story about the juror?
Not yet. I'm actually going to do a live this afternoon and react to it.
Cool.
I'm going to read it out loud on a live later on. I have it set for I think 1 o'clock.
Doesn't it say a lot though, Will, that you have jurors reaching out to people to tell their sides of the stories and whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's extremely telling, as Weinberg pointed out during the motions hearing to dismiss. I think that it's very telling that, like I said, as Weinberg said, nobody has come forward to dispute the claims of these jurors. So, you have like 3 different jurors coming forward and saying, hey, the count was unanimous on counts 1 and 3 of not guilty, and we think that it's an injustice if we don't tell people. And the fact that they came forward and told Adam Lally and the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, as well as the defense, and nobody came forward to dispute it, and that now a juror is coming forward to speak with Turtle Boy is very telling. Extremely
Speaking
telling.
about, good morning, Aiden. Good morning, Meredith. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Will, can you see them?
No, but
You jump on, bro.
It looks like they're enjoying themselves. Oh, beautiful day. Beautiful day out there.
He's
Yeah,
not
I can
using
see them.
What's up, Will?
What's going on, Aiden?
Long time, man. Good stuff.
Amazing article.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Hopefully this gives maybe this juror keeps talking more. Maybe this inspires other jurors to come forward. The juror did text me this morning and they said, let me read this. Doing a good job with the they them pronouns too, by the way. I think I'm hiding it pretty well. Okay. He said, he or she said, the blog looks great. Your commentary was excellent. Thank you for keeping the promise of confidentiality. I obviously was nervous, and you kept your word. And they went on to say something here about, I'd have zero issue answering more questions if you ever want to do a part 2. But seriously, what is wrong with people who are saying it's fake? I didn't see that feedback. Do they think you sat on your couch asking and answering questions to yourself? Anybody saying that just wants me to say the name of the. How else could I do it besides naming names? What else could I?
Yeah.
Besides that,
the person's name's irrelevant, right? Doesn't matter. They were a juror, and they gave you feedback that is invaluable. You've done almost the impossible from the beginning to the end, Aiden. From the very first story that you wrote. To even to today, talking to a juror, getting feedback, no one else has done something like this, bud. No one.
Well, thank you. Others have spoken with jurors, but all about the how did you vote to deliberate? That's what everyone's been reaching out about. This is a different kind of interview because this was not about the deliberations, although that's what obviously everybody wants. So I apologize if juicy parts you wanted to know about were not told. At this point, they don't feel comfortable talking about that. Maybe that'll change, but I'll take what I can get. I thought juror said something.
Yeah, that's not all that anybody wants. You know what I mean? I'm curious about what happened at the deliberations, but honestly, I'm more interested in what were they thinking throughout the trial when certain evidence was presented, or certain evidence was promised to be presented and it wasn't, and then or what did they think about the cross examinations? And there's so much more than just the deliberations that I'm sure your interview is going to cover, and I'm really looking forward to reading to it. I'm super excited about it.
Well, Total Riders Help. I put out the question on Twitter. What would you ask a juror if you could? And I used a lot of the responses from people there. I thought they were good questions. I just wanted to hear what they thought of, like, the McAlberts, and did you find them to be credible, not credible, like what worked? And I would hope that, like, Karen's attorneys, I'm sure they're paying close attention to that, so they know, what this is like this is like round one. Like, now they know what kind of stuff works, what they need to hit on harder next time, and clearly they need to. Like, my big takeaway was they kind of just took it on the chin last time about the motion in Lyman to not mention federal stuff in the trial. They can't take that. They need to bring that to the SJC this time. They need to fight that. That's obviously extremely important, because it sounds like these jurors, if they had any idea about the federal investigation, their minds would have been completely changed. And now we know why the Commonwealth didn't want them talking about the federal investigation, because it drastically affected the jurors' perception. Because with the experts, with the the Google search, they just assume, well, I guess either side can hire an expert to say anything, right? And they looked at the ARCA guys like, well, they're not cops. They're just cops. Hired guns, right?
They thought they had Karen Reed's insurance people. They thought they were Karen Reed's insurance people.
They thought they were paid by Karen Reed's insurance.
Right. And they forgot that Brian Nagel actually said the word the feds. I don't think they remembered that he actually brought that into play.
It was a brief.
That's something I was really curious about. Is how much did that affect the jurors' perception? Like, did it really go under their radar that these people were hired by the feds? Did they put it together? Did they catch that? Even though it was not allowed to be mentioned.
Apparently, they didn't pick up on the Nagel things. That's what this juror told me. It was a throwaway statement in a lot of testimony. But
social media was all over it.
But they're not on social media.
I know.
Right. They're not allowed. Yeah.
But hey, Meredith, right now you get like this big glow right behind your head, like you get like an angel, like you just like the sun.
You get that, like a highlight.
I know. If I move a little bit, it's like it ruins the whole thing. The sun's just totally there. So I'm trying to.
My gosh, it looks amazing. So, how's the view over there in Truro?
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Looking at Provincetown right there. It's a nice, beautiful blue sky day. Right, we're like right at the tip, as they call it. Right at the tip. And it's like on the bay side. It's fucking awesome. I love the Cape, man. I love it. It's too nice. Way too nice.
Meredith, how did it feel to be free for 12 hours without charges over your head?
Oh, it was lovely. I mean, I don't think anything's really coming back from that. It's just, if she put it in an affidavit, it's. I'm sure something's coming, but it's just unreal.
How does this affect your life? How does this affect your life? Like these charges over your head that are just ridiculous. But how do you go about your day with that going over your head like that? Like.
To be honest, some days I forget about it. Look at like all the charges he's facing compared to that. It's not really, to be honest, no. It was stressful at first, but no, it's not something that affects my day-to-day life. And I honestly think it's better to live like that than to let them have that power of, worst case scenario, I'm just spending more money on lawyers and then having to go into court. But it's not
more
like
court dates. Yeah.
I'm used to going into court with.
I didn't realize they can overturn a magistrate's.
I don't think they can.
I don't think they can.
I don't think that's a thing.
It was very vague. It said, I think the Canton Police is assessing their ability to.
Yeah,
appeal.
they're looking into it. I've never heard that before.
I looked into it. I'm like, I've never seen an overturned magistrate.
I think it's going to go. And who would pay for the lawyer? Would the town pay for it, or would she pay for it? Like, this is what your tax dollars are going towards. It's outrageous, and she just doesn't.
I live in Canton, and I'm appalled. I'm just like, I can't believe where our dollars are going. It's just crazy here. And this town is divided, Turtle Boy, and Meredith. It is completely split in half.
Doesn't
Maybe-
seem that way when I'm in town.
What do you mean by that?
Vibe. Oh, I don't see any divide. I see all support for Turtle Boy and Karen Reed when I go to town.
I
When
understand.
go in Old Court in front of Chris Albert's mediocre pizza shop. I don't get a lot of people driving by saying you suck.
I understand that. But that's the thing. Like everybody's afraid to speak up, so to speak. I think when you're around, they feel safe.
All right, you guys ready for this?
So say that when you
Yeah, I
town-
think it's safe
No.
to say that Aiden definitely inspires people to be
absolutely
more vocal. For
Absolutely.
bro.
Yep.
When you're around, it's a whole different town. Just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
You bring a fire to the town where people feel empowered to come out and say, "Hey, Turtle Boy's here. Let's go rally around him." But when you leave, things kind of go back to where it's kind of weird, like everyday life. Like I go to the trash, I go to the dump, and people they talk about you, right? This one guy asked me, "What do you think about Turtle Boy?" I just looked him right in the face. Now remember, the dump was owned by that cloud company that was
By the yard.
by the yard, right? So I'm sitting there, you can buy eggs at the dump. I didn't realize this. You can buy fresh eggs at the dump, fresh cut flowers. Just a heads up. So I'm talking to this guy, and he goes, "What do you think about Turtle Boy?" I looked him straight in the face. I go, "He was right." And the guy looks at me and goes, "Yeah, you are right." And that was it. People know it.
Look at what happened. When did they start? When did the McAlbutts start coming to the Karen Reed hearings? Like they didn't go in July, they didn't go in September. It was just Carl Dougal and me walking him to his car, but they didn't come. They started going to Karen Reed hearings when I went to jail, and like that's what I like. They all started showing up when as soon as I was away. They like, oh, we can come out and play now, and they started showing up for these Karen Reed court hearings, and then the next time I was out, by then. Buffer zones are in place and stuff, and they have police escorts walking them into courts because God forbid somebody say something. And by the way, Tom, I was listening to you on the way in yesterday to court, and I was listening to you talk to Hardman.
Yep.
What a fucking asshole, huh? Who the fuck is that? I think he is.
And he has good days, and when he has bad days, he's a wicked dick. Like really,
just like we're gonna lock your ass up next time. We're not gonna put up with it. We're not gonna put up with what, motherfucker? We didn't do shit.
What did he say? He was like, the gloves are coming off in the
gloves are
next
coming
trial.
Because I'm just gonna lock you up 3 or 4. What? No, you couldn't have. What? You couldn't have locked me
He's
up for
saying he
anything.
could have locked Tom up. I was like, what did Tom
Yeah.
do? What is he talking about?
So listen, Judge Beverly Canone denied Karen's motion.
She did?
Yep.
This is breaking news.
Breaking. Judge Beverly Canone has denied Karen Reed's motion to dismiss 2 charges against her because the defendant was not acquitted of any charges, and defense counsel consented to the court's declaration of a mistrial. Double jeopardy is, and that's all it's cut out. Suzanne Ardell posted that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Denied.
Wow.
Denied.
Wow.
2 weeks later.
I mean,
We're going into it looks like we're going round 2.
No, we're not. We're not
it's a
surprised.
Friday, of
Yeah.
course. I'm
Of
surprised
course,
it's
Friday, right?
not like
That's
4
it.
in the afternoon.
Go ahead,
Aiden,
Bill.
Ted Daniel says Judge Beverly Canone has denied Karen Reed's motion to dismiss her most serious charge of second-degree murder. Defense is not commenting at this time. Wow, dude. Yeah, like I I mean, I expected that. We all did, but oh god, this is so ridiculous.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be on a Friday. I knew it was going to be on a Friday. She always
Yep,
does
we
it.
talked about that. Yep.
Yeah.
I figured a Friday. I'm just surprised it was this early and not 4:00 today.
it's
Right.
long.
Weekend.
It's 21 pages too.
Really, her decisions. Wow.
Are you going to write a story about it tonight, you think?
Probably not gonna write anything. But
You could just do an impromptu live after you look at
yeah,
it.
I could do an impromptu.
We have Deanna and Brad are coming a little later
Oh.
with some other friends.
Some more hooligans.
Oh,
Yeah.
More
Another potential felon.
oh my gosh. Man.
So,
How-
Aiden, did you hear what me and Mike were talking about earlier? About how there's corruption and collusion within the state police and their involvement in the double homicide of Sandra Birchmore?
I'm not gonna lie and say I was listening to Sean in the Gulf restream. I didn't get a chance to listen to him, so I was listening to him rant about mofos. So here.
Everything he's saying, me and Mike can back up and verify. So we have a different source. What he's
Okay.
saying is true.
Yeah.
All of it.
I can't wait to read about it. And
Well-
yeah, I was actually watching. Like, I've been getting into this Robert Tellis trial. Have you guys been watching this at all?
No, I haven't watched it. No.
Fucking good. He took the stand yesterday. He's a guy. He murdered a journalist in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he took the stand the last 2 days, and it's fucking wild. It's just like, this is so good. So I've been watching. I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching that and just enjoying the beach and shit like that. It's
There you
awesome.
go.
Yeah. Nice.
So when you there for the weekend and then you're out, you're gonna come back on Sunday.
We'll be back. I'll be back Sunday.
All right. Man.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
we'll be back in business. The live show will continue on Tuesday, and I don't even know. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, this motion being dismissed. We knew this was coming, though. This is why they had,
Yeah.
you know.
I was holding out hope that I think this is but everybody was telling me this is never gonna.
Well, that's our dynamic. That's our dynamic. The dynamic of our relationship with Judge Beverly Cannoni, isn't it? Is that we expect her to do something, we hope she does something else, and then she does what we expect her to do.
Yeah.
True. Wow. All right. Aiden and Meredith, I mean, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We wish you the best. And we'll be there when you guys are there. I mean, Meredith, you shouldn't even be going. I'm you and the Canton Nine. That's a disgrace that they're what they're trying to do. You know,
Outrageous.
Yeah.
just holding a sign.
Yeah, wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not surprised anymore. I only hope that if what happened yesterday at Stoughton with the charges with Jill Daniels and Jim Ferris, if those for some reason don't go through, I only hope that they would be so eager to appeal that as well, seeing as it was an assault and battery too caught on video. So
that
That
was a
whole
closed
thing
door
is-
hearing? Go ahead, Will.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Was that a closed door hearing with the clerk magistrate?
Yeah, it
You
was.
guys
It was.
couldn't go.
So she couldn't
go
go in. I had to ask
No.
permission to go in. It wasn't a small courtroom, but it was just me, the magistrate, the Canton cop, who I guess represented me, and the two McAlbutts there and their attorney. And we'll see. You know, I mean, I don't. If they don't press charges with this, fuck. You know. Oh, wait, Krusty Panties. Krusty
Oh
Panties.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
News, big news. That's right.
I mean, that's.
Yeah.
You know what? I really. Tom's been. You know. he's
Yeah,
a
she got new charges, right?
Yeah,
Did she get
yeah.
new charges?
You know,
Yep.
Tom's a Turtle Boy guy for years, and Tom knows that, like, the last thing I ever wanted to do was allow Krusty Panties to become part of this story, right?
You offered to bury this whole thing a long time
like,
ago,
I don't-
numerous times, like 5 or 6 times.
I've moved
She
on.
said no, straight out said no.
I'm moved on. I'm a true crime guy. I solve murders now. That's what I do. Expose corruption. And she saw the success I was having. She's like, nope, I have to attach myself to this. I'm going to take the opposite position, that these murderers are actually innocent witnesses, and just got involved. So, but now it's like she has successfully, you know, made herself the voice of the O'Keefes, right? And because they've done nothing to stop her. Like when she goes on television, is like, and presents herself as a friend of the O'Keefes. She never met
Yeah.
John. She never met him. She never even fucking didn't care about
She
John O'Keefe.
presents herself. She advertises herself as
Right.
the mouthpiece for the O'Keefes. It's
And the O'Keefes
bizarre.
never have said, "Can you please stop? Like, can you stop?" So they've chosen and allowed this person to become their face publicly, and now she has been charged again with felony witness intimidation again and violating a restraining order for the third time against the same person, Lauren Murray, the same person. She is out on bail in Leominster for felony witness intimidation. She's out on bail in Stoughton for violating a restraining order. She is on probation in West Roxbury District Court for violating a restraining order. And she still goes to places where she knows that both I and Lauren Murray, both of whom have orders on her, will be. That is playing with fucking fire. And eventually you get burned when you do that.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, she's just obsessed.
Why the fuck would Court TV have them on that?
That's how desperate they are. Why do they have Plevin on? Because that's how desperate they are to find anyone who will take up this position of the McAlberts. They can't find intelligent people to do it, so they have to settle for this. Like, I mean, how many times can you bring Kofindaver back? You can't. It's just
Yeah, she's already worn out.
Did you see Kofindaver's tweet yesterday about with the officer Mike talking about how the change of venues is going to happen? She tweeted that yesterday. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm for that. We're all for that. We're all for a change. I don't think it's not going to work out the way she thinks it's going to do. But she's also not from Massachusetts, and she doesn't realize ain't nowhere you can go in this state where people don't know about the Karen Reed case. And they're not. And by the way, if they do move the venue, Bev goes with them. I don't know if you guys know that. Bev goes.
Oh
no!
Yeah,
no way.
So it wouldn't really accomplish that much besides picking a different jury pool. And I would assume, based on the geography of Massachusetts, Dedham is not in the middle. Boston's not in the middle of Massachusetts. It's on the East Coast. So the only place to move it is west. And that means that adds on, for John's family, like driving an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to court every day. Are they going to do that to his family? You know what I mean? They're going to do that to everyone. Like, what are they going to do? Like, to me, it seems like they're. I would save me a lot of gas if they did that.
You wanted to go to Worcester
so bad. I wanted to be Worcester County so badly, but I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately.
How many rooms are in your house? Can you rent some out, Airbnb us, so we can hang out down there?
I wish I could.
Because I will definitely rent a house out there and just hang out there, man. I'm not familiar with Worcester, but I just to get out there early enough to be a part of this, I'd definitely do that. Yeah.
But like again, she's broken all these orders before, Aiden, right? And she's done this, and she doesn't seem to care about it. Poor Lauren standing there, and there's her, doesn't have a care in the world. Do you think this is actually going to work? Like, is it going to be teeth to bite into this and get her?
Well, I've been asked by the Worcester County DA's office to testify on August 29th in the morning in Leominster. I have my hearing in the afternoon in Dedham. So I'll be testifying at that. I've been summoned to West Roxbury District Court on September 5th to testify there. So,
you may not make it to this October 1st arraignment for these new charges.
We'll see. She might be in custody by then. I mean, God willing, because and I'm going to tell my story. I don't have to make anything up here. I just tell the story. Like, this woman will not leave my family alone. Like, when I'm in jail, she's posting pictures of my kids and shit on Twitter saying that, oh, yeah, I spoke with this man. Like, she didn't do it. Like, she's just a fucking psychopath. And clearly this order means nothing to her judge. And I hope the judge looks at that and just like, well, this woman needs to learn. Like, Steve Cody's in jail because he didn't learn. Like, he just didn't stop. Like, you can't just keep doing that. You can't. When you have an order, you have to cut the shit. Even I know that. Like, you never hear me mention the fake victim's name. You never hear me like do entire fucking shows. Like, I'm not playing with fire with these people. I'm not going anywhere near this person. I want to stay far away from them. That's what you do when an order is in place. You make efforts to stay away from and stop talking about as much as possible the person who has an order on you, even if you think it's
maybe Krusty Panties will have an ex-boyfriend call her up and fake a pregnancy, and then she'll go over there, and then they'll arrest her.
Yeah, man. Anybody? You guys know anyone? If we can fall into my lap, like fell into hers. I don't know. That would be really convenient right now.
All she is the one that assaulted you. It sounds like he's still a
that's true.
Boyfriend,
yeah,
right?
That's true. The guy that assaulted Krusty a couple times, banged her up, and hit me outside of court. He's still around.
Andrew.
Yeah.
He hit you in court. He bumped it when he hit you in court. You said
he came to court to assault Aiden.
Yeah,
on film. Yeah, he came to court specifically to do it. He warned Aiden, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, she warned me, don't come to court. I'll have men with me. I showed up to one of her court hearings for Lauren Murray, and outside of court, I went to go try to interview Krusty Panties about the hearing. How do you think it went? And the guy pushed me down the stairs, and I'm like, don't fucking. It's all on film. We got the courthouse video and my own video, and I brought it to the Boston police. There was a probable cause hearing. They said that there was sufficient evidence for assault and battery, and he was charged for it. And he took it to trial, and in like November, they filed a motion, his defense attorney did, asking for the original copy of the video, right? Not the one I have on YouTube. He wants the original copy because whatever. They're like, metadata. Who knows? Fuck knows. They're
Right.
just looking for an excuse to get this dropped. They don't think you can provide it. And so they said, I said, well, the original's on my phone, which was taken by the state police. So the Norfolk County DA's office, state police has it. And so the court ordered the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office ordered the Norfolk County State Police Unit to hand over my phone to them so that they could get the original. And then they just refused. They ignored it. And so the Norfolk
Wow.
so the charges got dropped.
Oh my God.
The Norfolk County DA's office just blatantly ignored an order from another county court to provide evidence that could convict someone of assault and battery. And just so happens that the person that benefited from this is the boyfriend of somebody who,
Feeding them
who's
information
feeding
against
the
you.
Norfolk County DA's office information against me, who's largely behind my charges because Brian Tully didn't watch 300 hours of my freaking show.
Right.
And take out of context and write documents. Only a psychopath who is obsessed with me would do something like that. And we all know who that psychopath was. They've admitted to doing it. They're proud to do it. These people have no life. Like Ken Mello didn't watch my show that much. He can't figure out how to turn on a computer. Come on.
How does Mark Bedro? How does he fit into this whole picture? Because to have him on your team is just dynamite. Like we're all like thrilled for that. But how does he fit into like your? What's he gonna do specifically for you?
It's thunder and lightning, but Bradle and Beto.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's my online guy. Tim is not like if you're not living in the Twitter world, YouTube, like it's hard to keep up with all this shit. It's just too much work for one attorney. So I need a second set of eyes who's in this world. And Mark came along, and I'm like, oh, this guy would be perfect,
Mhm.
Mark is super active on Twitter.
Right, and you're just up to date with the most recent shit, and always thinking strategy. But maybe we can use this, maybe we can do this, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, bro, let me just say, we got some bombshells coming, okay, that I have not released yet. I'm deciding what to do with these bombshells. We're talking strategy, like, do we want to give it to the FBI first? Do we want to, should I write a story about it? Should will that tip them off about what we know and what our strategy is going to be? Eventually, they're going to figure out anyway. Just let's just say this phone data extraction that we received was insanely incriminating for not only her and Krusty Panties, fuck them, but the Norfolk, the state police, Ken Mello, and the district attorney's office in general, showing, and let's just say two names, Brian Tully and Nicholas Garino, are heavily up, especially Garino, up to his old tricks from the Sandra Birchmore case. And we found this out not from them, but from the fake victim, who put together a nice time. We had no idea she was talking to Garino until she put together a timeline and gave it to the Medfield Police Department on May 16th in an attempt to get me violated on a restraining order. She put together a timeline of her activities, and in that timeline, we found out that she was working with Nicholas Garino. He's involved in this too, so stay tuned.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
Boom.
We'll leave it at that.
All right, man. That's cool, man.
I wanted to ask you, Aiden, in regards to the Jill Daniel and the Jim Ferris thing. How do you think that's going to play out? Because I mean, it's got to be Michael Morrissey's office that's going to end up having to prosecute them, right?
Good question. I think we should. They're gonna have to have a special prosecutor, first of all, or move it to a different county. Like that's what they did with Krusty's case with Lauren. So Krusty violated in Stoughton District Court, which is in Norfolk County, and because Krusty is basically an unpaid intern for the Norfolk County DA's office, they said that there's a conflict here. We can't prosecute this person. So they brought in a special prosecutor named Sean Kennedy from Plymouth County, which I find to be a much more honorable county. And they brought him in and he's going to lead the prosecution. Plymouth
Oh, okay. That's
good dealings with that county. That's the same county where I don't know if you guys remember those scammers. Tom will definitely remember this. The Eli, the brothers, the Rigo brothers. I did this story. These guys were like, they were contractors, they were gypsy contractors, and they were scamming people out of like their hard-earned money to do pools and all this shit,
roof siding, everything,
all this shit, and just never doing the job. And we all the victims got together, and it added up to like over $1 million in damages. And one day, I just get a call from this ADA named Alex Zane in Plymouth County, and he's like, I was just reading your stories, I want to do something about this. And now they've been arrested and charged, and they're facing a lot of years in jail for what they've done. So he just reads the blogs, this random ADA, and is like, oh yeah, I want to do something about this, I want to arrest. So that is another example, by the way, of like that this isn't some freaking mom and pop blog operation here where that doesn't do shit and we just gossip. It's like, no, this actually leads like important people in powers of position or positions of power read my content and want to act on it and fix the problem that I'm highlighting in my articles.
How many stories have you written about the state police that have been major?
3. I mean, obviously the 3 I can think of is the Karen Reed story, the Leah Genduso story, and the Ali Bibo story. Those are the 3 that kind of first, I mean, those are big stories. Like that led to the resignation of the colonel, the lieutenant colonel, and Major Anderson, and Lieutenant Colonel Ristine. 4 of the highest ranking officials in the state police resigned as a result of the Ali Bibo story. And the Genduso story, I mean, that was an even juicier one.
That was crazy.
The only one that took the fall for that was Genduso herself, who, they basically threw her on the bus and like, I don't know how we hired this drug dealing, money launderer. I don't know how the hell I guess we just forgot to Google her and do a background check and do our own investigation that investigated her.
She took the Fanning route.
Yeah, and it's like that's what they're going to do with Proctor. They're going to be like, "Oh, I don't know how I did all this shit." Like, trust me, Proctor.
That's what they're trying to do. But the thing is, I mean, now you've got Tully, you've got Buchanan under investigation now as well. So, I mean, I feel like their initial plan is definitely to have Proctor fall on his sword, but that's just not going to fly at this point. I mean, I don't see how that's going to be even nearly enough.
No.
What a fucking Friday! What a Friday! What a fucking Friday!
I hope so.
Wow.
I hope so, man. Let's put it that way. So
wow,
we'll see. We're trying to enjoy vacation here, and like I get alerted last night that I'm like, what? Fake that Andy Dufresne's birth. Oh my god, she's a real peach. I don't know what.
Did you see how Flipperhead dealt with her?
What?
Flipperhead, how he dealt with her. I'll take my block now.
Oh, I'll go check out Flipperhead.
Yeah.
Haley was doing some good.
Yeah, Haley had some good reporting yesterday.
I read that. He was on point again.
Yeah. And I knew as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, they're gonna try to play me for this, as they always do. I know this is the Krusty Panties trick. Like, she needs a new set of tricks. Like, whenever she gets backed into a corner, that's when she does the spoof call.
I think she was really upset yesterday after the new charges and was like, we need to do something.
Yeah.
They're probably like, he's in the Cape. He's ruining Israel. We're going to ruin his vacation somehow.
Yeah, we got to say that, we're going to spoof his number to this person who has a restraining order on him and make it look that way. As if I'd be fucking dumb enough to be like, oh,
I know. Yeah.
Oh, the psychopath up using my real number. Right.
Yeah. I feel bad for you guys having to deal with that type of crazy because the other side just goes over the edge.
Well, I'm not going to deal with anything. The police are never going to ask me. I mean,
I just told you. I was like, okay, make sure you can get into your Verizon records. You can pull your phone records that you clearly didn't call this person.
That's it. You just show your case closed. And I hope, because that's what they did last year when Krusty Panties, out of control brat, got a temporary restraining order on me after Krusty.
I remember that.
And there was a 2-week period there where this out of control devil child had a HBO on me, and of course, then one day I get a phone call, and she's like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "It's who's this?" I go, "You called me." He goes, "Oh my God, is this Turtle Boy?" I'm like, yeah, who's that? She goes, it's Teresa, motherfucker. And I'm like, and then she said, oh, you called me. That's when I realized, I'm like, holy shit, Krusty spoofed my number to her own runaway teenager. And that now making it look, and then the teenager calls me back and like, and so I called my lawyer and she's like, call the North Attleboro police, let them know. I called the North Attleboro police. They already knew, they already went down there and they go, would you mind giving us your phone records? No problem. Well, you know, no problem. I go, I just hope you keep that same energy up when you find out it's not me. I hope you keep that same energy to find out who it was. Like, I hope you actually get to the bottom of this instead of just, I have nothing to gain from this. I can only just, you exonerate me, I'm right back to where I started. Are you gonna get the people that are trying to frame me for this? So hopefully the police by now have figured out her tricks and like we're not falling for this shit.
Hey, what happened with Denham? What happened with Denham police?
I don't know. Lauren Murray got him charged.
Oh, it wasn't you. That wasn't you. Okay.
Oh, it's not even my shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Charging Kate with witness intimidation against Lauren.
Witness intimidation
on top of the violation.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She wants to fuck around with this witness intimidation shit. Weaponize that statute. Works both ways.
Was that the time she drove by with the finger out the window?
And yelled, kill yourself. She yelled, kill yourself directly at Murray.
I was there for that. I saw that happen. I got a picture of that.
Emotional harm. Emotional harm. Kill yourself.
She was right there.
Maybe she doesn't. Maybe Lauren perceives that as Kate trying to scare her out of testifying, because that's all it takes is like you just have to be like, I think they're doing this because I'm a witness in the case. Okay, witness intimidation coming up.
Craziness,
right? Maybe Lauren struggles with severe depression. Who knows how she's going to take something like that?
Yeah, calling out. Sad.
Yeah, there you go.
She sat at that stoplight for a good 2 minutes with the finger out the window, just sitting there like this, fuck you, just sitting there like she was badass. Like I'm like, what a piece of shit.
Yeah,
arrogant.
Look at your fucking hubcaps. Well,
I know. No AC, driving, no hubcap.
No, the AC's broken. No, that's why they're
free closet,
baby. All the time, man.
Free closet, baby. Free closet, baby. That was awesome, man. That was good shit, man. That was good stuff.
Wow.
I'm finally glad something's going forward against that stuff, because to me it was blatant. I mean, you guys have obviously seen a lot more than I have, but that was a clear violation of an RO, and I was like, okay, but nothing became of it until now, till yesterday, whatever. But
thank God.
That whole Steve Cody thing bothered me, and he's the one that actually hung that turtle at your parents' house.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I got to contact the Worcester police about that. I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully they get him. But
that whole thing is just bizarre. I don't. That's
fucked. That's fucked.
I again, I don't know how you deal with it, but you do.
Hey, have you seen any whales breaching out there yet?
Yeah, we went on a whale watch. We saw like fucking.
That was awesome.
Over a dozen whales. Like these friendly motherfuckers just came right up.
Oh, you went right at the Stellwagen, right in the middle between the Cape and the P-Town, right in the middle there.
Oh, right on P-Town. We just took a whale watching thing out of P-Town. Went on the ocean side. They're like a mile from the shore. They're just out there chilling, going around. You know what I mean? Doing their thing. I'm like, oh shit.
Down in P-Town, there's a sand dune tour. You should try it. It's fucking cool. I
love like P-Town's beautiful there, except for you go downtown. Things got a little weird last night. There's like some weird.
You go down there at night. It's a whole different thing.
A lot of assless chaps. There was like some costume shit going on. Like a lot of guys in jeans walking around with leashes on. It's fucking normal. Like it's dude. It is a whole different world right over there. Like it's crazy.
I know. I was down there one time talking to a couple people. They're like, "Don't buy property in P-Town, but buy it in Truro because you don't want to be there all the time. It gets crazy shit down there." And I looked at the property, right? 500 square feet condo for 1.5 million. I was like, "What?"
It's Carnival Week. Styling one knows it's Carnival Week, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Everybody's dressed up like a freak. It's crazy.
I was there for Bear Week. It was crazy one time for Bear Week. It was guys, all these guys with hair, just big bearded chests.
Oh no!
It was like
these guys have all shaved their chests at least. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm glad you came on, man. I'm glad you.
Gentlemen.
Both you guys, and again, the court stuff. We got you behind. We're right behind you for all the court dates. We're right there. We'll get all the people to watch. And Meredith, again, I don't believe you're dealing with the First Amendment stuff, and I can't believe that this story that you wrote is changing so many people's lives, Aiden. This is a good one. You did great here.
Thank you, sir.
That jury questionnaire was awesome. Just kudos to you on that.
Perfect. Perfect.
You
It
got-
couldn't have been
you
any
gotta-
better.
You got to do an impromptu live on that one. You got to do something about that. Get it out
Yeah.
there. That was awesome.
All right,
Anyway,
we'll see what we can
Hey.
do.
have a great vacation.
Yeah.
Thanks,
If either of you guys need anything, just give us a ring.
Oh,
Will
thank
do,
you.
guys. Thank
Yeah.
you for everything.
All right, peace out.
Thank you
See
again,
later,
guys.
Peace to your puppies.
Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.
Man, that was
Wow.
something, huh?
Right on.
What do you think, Will?
Oh no, it was great. Because yeah, there were there was questions I had, and I got to ask them. So thanks
Hey,
for providing that
how-
opportunity.
How
Anytime,
crazy is
bud.
that? How crazy was that Judge Canone's verdict came across at the same time? That was just calmer, man. That was weird. That was weird
Hey.
shit.
All right, Will,
can't-
listen. When you coming back, big guy? We need you.
Oh, you know I'm not going to let you know, but you
Yeah, I
I'll just show up. I'll just show up.
Well,
It'll happen.
We'll be here.
I've got another trip coming up, and then if everything allows, like it's in the works. Like I'm,
Yeah, okay.
I'm definitely trying to plan a new trip out there soon. But
Listen,
I have another
12
trip,
hours.
and
12 or 24 hours, and just I do good with that. I'd be able to set stuff up.
you probably won't even get that. But
12 minutes.
But yeah, I definitely plan on planning another trip out there at some point. I don't have an exact target for when that's going to be, but it is going to be soon. And like I said, it has to go. I have to plan it around the trip that I already have planned. So
Gotcha. Well, we'll be here for you. Whatever you need, my friend.
right on, man. Hey, thanks for having me up here, man. I got to make it to the gym if I want to get back here in time for my live that I already set up. Jeez.
Go, go, go.
What are you doing? Legs? What are you doing? Legs, biceps? What are you doing to the
I-
back?
I did legs yesterday.
Ooh.
So today
Yeah.
is
Not
today
legs.
is yeah. So I'm the guy that like I used to skip leg day a lot, and
Yeah.
then I'm that guy like every other guy. But
Yeah.
I've decided to now I do legs more than anything, just because I don't want to be that guy.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
so
Yep.
I did legs yesterday, and then 2 days before that, and today I'm just gonna do back and shoulders, I think.
There you go. There you go, man. I remember those days. It was good stuff. Well, have
Oh
fun.
man, it's I'll be in a completely different mood once I get to do that,
Yeah,
which
but
is
once
I count on it.
Once you walk out of there, though, don't you feel great?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's vital to my mental health. Like people,
Right.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not even an exaggeration. Like if
No,
I
it's huge.
don't, if I don't go to the gym regularly, I'll lose my shit. I
Yep.
have to do it.
Yep.
But hey, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it, man. It was great
All right,
talking
man.
to you guys.
No, Will, thank you so much, my friend.
Go crush it.
It's
kid.
always a pleasure, Tom. Anything for you, Tommy.
Yep. Listen, if you see Cherry, tell her I said hello and that we love her very much.
Will do.
All right, my friend.
All
Later,
right,
bud.
thanks, bud.
Yep.
Bye.
God, man, what a show!
All right. Do we break the internet enough?
One
Wow.
sec, because I just got a message from Flipperhead.
All right. Hold on.
Through this. Hold on.
I was
Oh,
laughing
baby.
so hard this morning. I couldn't help it. I love it.
I'm gonna share it. I'm just gonna put.
I got a
All right.
camera job. I gotta work on. I got this extraction tool. I need to take the camera off. Freaking been putting this
All
off
right,
for a
hold on a
while.
second. I got it. I'm just losing myself. There we go. Present.
What a show! What a show today! Great show.
That was a
Amazing show.
fantastic
Yep.
show.
Wonderful.
How many people do we have watching? Do you guys know?
1,200 on
Yeah.
my number. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Thank you everybody for being here. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good
Yes.
stuff because you guys are the best. I love you guys. Oh my God.
So this was
All right.
This was recently.
Go ahead. You want to read it there, Tommy?
I can read it.
Sure.
All right,
go ahead.
Shelby, all right? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shelby.
If you thought this case couldn't get any more insane, we haven't seen anything yet. Wait till the jurors start speaking out. Norfolk County has gone all in with absolutely no leg to stand on. If you don't believe the corruption, just wait. Everything will come out. This was their chance to sweep it under the rug, so to speak, and wash their hands. They will have nobody to blame but themselves. And then Christina Rex. Breaking. Judge Beverly Cannoni has denied Reed's motion to dismiss 2 charges against her because the defendant was not acquitted of any charges and the defense counsel consented to the court's declaration of a mistrial. Double jeopardy is not implicated.
All right. Not down. Do hit refresh. I'll go down.
What's
You
up?
said
He
recent
said
one,
not
right?
that. Yeah, no, he said not that one.
This one? No, that's
No.
not.
That I love watching that.
Oh, there it
No.
is. Hold on.
It's actually inside the state of trial. They actually sat down and did it.
Hold on.
All right.
All right, hit play. Yeah.
You be seated, closing session.
22117 Commonwealth versus Karen Reed.
All right, the jury is at an impasse. So we'll bring them in.
You guys, the jury.
Aiden in the back.
All right, Mr. Foreman, I am in receipt of your note. Judge Cannoni, despite our rigorous efforts, we continue to find ourselves at an impasse. Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case. I'll be in to see you privately in a few minutes. So thank you so much for your service.
All right, so court, please.
Read Bev's statement when defense counsel consented. Show more.
Really quick. This one.
Yep.
So Beverly Cannoni not only is incompetent at her judge, but for her to be noticed as honorable defense up to every good judge in this country. She points. This is her fault, but she points the finger again at the defense, and that was how the trial ended. She does not have. In what world does she have the audacity to say that the defense consented? When were they supposed to say something?
They had no decision. The defense there wasn't an option for them.
Right. They weren't asked.
So they could not have consented.
Yep.
He's right. He's right on the money with that.
Yep.
Huh.
I can't believe they're going to try to go forward with this. Now they can appeal that, can't they? Wasn't
Yeah, and then
Weinstein,
it'll go superior.
Weinberg was going to appeal this, right? Yeah. It's an automatic appealable verdict. So you never know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of awestruck because so much happened in the last hour. We had Will, Turtle Boy, Meredith, Birchmore. I mean, we had yesterday's stuff going on, Thompson.
We got confirmation. We got confirmation. Sean's right. So everything he's saying is dead on. Add that to the mix.
Yep. That's crazy.
We didn't even talk about the freaking emails we got going back and forth for our big guest.
Oh man, I don't. I don't know. That's awesome, man. I don't know when you can lock that down.
We're working on a huge guest, guys. I don't want to tell you because I haven't done it yet, but this is going to be like a Saturday, like an all day Saturday thing, like an all day. It's that big. I don't know how else to put it, but this is countrywide.
It'll put a smile on your face.
You know it.
You know what I'm saying?
Also,
all right,
mods and everybody, we're working on getting
merchandise for us. Thank you, Shelby.
Yep, merch. We're getting merch going. I'm swear I'm gonna get some do-rags and I'm gonna put free Karen Reed on them. I'm doing it.
Bring them.
We're doing it.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
And then So merch is coming, and then also the mods are working on some stuff in regards to the smiley face killer stuff.
Yeah.
So
Dog Mob, yes, smiling over there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
I'm
Good stuff,
excited.
yeah.
We have more stuff coming down the, coming down the track. It's gonna take a little time.
It always does, but that's okay.
Yep.
So everyone,
when's our next show? We
Uh,
go on Sunday. We go on Sunday
Sunday?
morning. Yeah, we want to go Sunday morning.
I'd like to try and send an invite out to Eve and to Miss
I was-
Shorty.
Just about to say Eve. I know that Miss Shorty has got lives all weekend, so I don't know how she will, but I can definitely.
That's okay. That's not a big deal if she doesn't. So that's fine. And we don't want to burn her out either, Shelby, right?
No.
So, I mean, that's okay. We'd like to have Joe Flip ahead. He's got an open door on this. He'd like to come on.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's always welcome. He's a funny dude, man.
Love it.
He's smart.
Love it.
He's smart. He mixes
Yes.
both in there. He mixes both in the smartness and the funniness together. So it's
He
really
puts it in a way that you can see it. It's easy
Right.
for me. So
All right. I never saw this
Awesome.
coming. I thought this wouldn't go to a second trial, but wow, I'm just blown away.
Yep.
Blown away.
Well,
Right.
although Mike, with what we know, I
Yeah.
don't see it happening.
Right. Right.
Like,
right.
no.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It puts more pressure on the feds now.
Right. Now they get a timeline, unbeknownst to them. Thanks, Judge Bev.
Yep.
So
Yep,
that
you just
worked.
push-
Right.
You just push the envelope even harder. So yeah, this is gonna
Yep.
hurt.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Excellent.
Can't wait. Wow.
Hold on, guys. We're gonna bring you there. We'll get you. You'll
Yeah.
know.
All right. So next show we'll do what? Sunday morning? You want to do Sunday morning? What do you want to do?
Sure. That works.
Shelby, what do you
Sunday.
think?
I just
Yeah.
schedule. If you guys want to go
Uh,
live on Sunday, we can do live
ti-
on Sunday.
Thomas, do about 8 o'clock Sunday
Yeah.
morning?
That
Right,
works
8
for me.
All right.
It's a date.
And I'll
Well,
try to
because
get. I'll email
what's-
Eve right now.
Yeah, here's what's gonna happen. Doctor's gonna put something out there today.
And blow up
Will-
again.
Will's gonna talk about some stuff today. So this whole ruling, we can recap this stuff as more it gets out. And it just literally happened 25 minutes ago. So I mean,
Bang.
it's information overload today, right now. With everything we got going on. And yesterday,
Yep.
crazy. Today was even crazier. So hey, I'm glad we did this together as a team. It was kind of cool. It went smooth.
I wouldn't have had it any other way. It worked perfect the way it's supposed
Yeah.
to be.
Hey, thanks
Getting
to the
Will up
mods.
again. Getting
Yeah,
Will.
that
up.
was-
I have been trying so hard, and then I was just like, "Here, Will.
Yep.
Here's the link."
Thank you, Shelby, for doing that, Shelby. It was nice of you to do that. So
Yeah, he was good.
and-
He was good to
you
have
know,
on. Yeah.
and all the mods, everyone, please thank all the mods that make this
Yeah.
all happen, because this doesn't
Yeah.
happen without the mods, really.
Yeah. So make sure we hit that like and subscribe. 'Cause
Yep.
It is growing. And
Yeah,
I
hold
think-
on, I will give you guys I'm pretty sure when I checked, we were at 1,560, but I'm gonna double check that right now.
wow.
Mike, that's
Wow.
almost 1,000 subscribers in a day.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
And we started on the 16th.
1.57K.
Awesome.
Wow. And we started on the 16th and we're monetized already.
Getting there. We got some stuff we gotta do. We gotta do some
Yeah,
clips.
But
can get
still,
there.
it's only been from the 16th till now, and bang, that's pretty good, Mike. That's a good jump. That's a good
I don't
jump out
know.
of the gate. It is. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
In YouTube world, it's good. A week for a channel, yeah, that's pretty good, Mike. We're
All
good.
right,
So
man.
everybody that's in here, share. We got to get our views up.
Please.
And then please, yes, we got to get our views up. And then we will start clipping. And once we start clipping stuff, then you guys got to watch those as well. And then we will be on the road to monetization. So
Awesome.
thank you guys.
Everyone.
All right,
I'm
so
out.
8 o'clock Sunday morning. 8 o'clock Sunday
8 o'clock
morning.
Sunday morning. All right.
Unless
All right,
something
cool.
important happens, which at this point, I mean, you just never know, Mike.
Yeah, you're right. Could happen.
So,
Fingers crossed.
all right. Well,
All
we
right.
thank Will for coming on. We thank Aiden and Meredith
All
for
right.
coming on. I hope they enjoy the rest of their vacation. I thank everybody for watching. And Mike, you enjoy yourself. Be safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play with my dogs and have a good day. All right,
Nice.
guys. Be safe. I'll talk to you on Sunday morning, man.
Yep.
Unless something banging happens, out to me, we'll go live.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Okay.
His internet. Yep. All right, bud.
Do you hear me? So, unless something big happens, we're gonna go back.
Yep.
We'll come back on. All right.
Absolutely.
But I think a couple other content creators. Aiden's gonna come on today with impromptu live probably. Will said he's gonna go live today, so a couple of people already have it covered.
Yep.
All right. We'll talk
Cool,
to you.
bud. All right.
All right, man.
Later,
Talk
Mike.
soon. Bye.
All right, guys. Then you left with me. Sorry. So you all have a wonderful day. I can't thank you all enough for being here. I so appreciate it. Hit the like button, the little thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed because there's going to be more coming. And again, thank you all for everything. And we will see you all soon. See you Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning. Enjoy your weekend.